Welcome, everyone. It's the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Candy Ass, the Southside Bum, and Dougie Freshness.
You too.
Hey, Julie's candy assing you all week, man. I figured I might as well join on the bandwagon here.
Early bum of the week, The Rock, for being back, and Julie went back to like the 1990s with her insults to me. So yeah, I'm a Rudy Poo candy ass, I guess.
Not only is she just insulting you, but she's like receding you on like Imogen and calling you out on shit too, man.
It's been a rough couple weeks. I'm ready to get back to work. I need early spring to come. I need to get back out there. We're driving each other nuts.
Guys, 8 p.m. Holy shit. We are live at 8 p.m. 170 episodes too soon or too late, in my opinion. But I'm happy we're finally here at 8 o'clock, and we're hoping that some of our favorite fans will join us for the entirety of the show because we know people got to get up early. So we give to the people. Don't ever say we don't listen and don't do anything for you for our fans, because we're giving the people's what they want, and that's earlier show. And happy that we're all we feel like the flow is gonna be better. We're not gonna be rushing to all get to sleep, or when Dougie gets called into work, or when Peter goes back to work and he's back at his 5 a.m. mornings and shit.
Yeah, so it's nice. I think it was a long time coming. A little peek behind the curtain, because I talked to Zoe, who's in the comments. It was mostly my call. With two young kids, putting them to bed is tough. And if you could hear them, you could probably hear them. They're still running around. So it was my call for the 9 p.m. start times, because I figured it was a little easier once they're in bed to record a show. But they're getting older now. They're older, and Julie obviously, is taking care of the fort. So now, yeah, we're going 3 hours, and it's just better for us to get drunk earlier. It's just an hour.
I'm happy you mentioned that. I'm happy you mentioned that to honor our 8 p.m. our first 8 p.m. live show. I'm going all out tonight, guys. I got a tree bottle banger for tonight.
Okay.
Damn.
First, I'm starting off with a little Michter's toasted sour mash. Okay. So this might be gone by the end of the show. Then I'm going to follow it up with a nice Weller 12.
Okay, 90 proof, not too bad.
And then I'm going to end the show with Weller CYPB
Holy
White Label.
Cow. You really are celebrating.
That's right. I'm going all out tonight. So I don't usually drink on the Mondays, but it's 8 p.m. now. So fuck it. Why not?
There you go.
What are you guys drinking? Anything?
Yeah, so I got the Weller. We're doing Weller. We're going full tater tonight, Jason. I got the Weller foolproof Biddies pick that you got me for my birthday. So I popped into some of that, and I also got. I'm going double duty. It's you got me this. You're like, try it. It's the New Glarus IPA. It's good.
I liked it. I just wish I would have more access to it. I got something in the works. Hopefully I'll be able to get more access to it. But yeah, I like some of the New Glarus stuff. I'm not always jumping on the Spotted Cow bandwagon. It's Moon Man and some of their other stuff. So
I think we're both in consensus. Moon Man is my favorite New Glarus product, but Spotted Cow's good too.
Yeah,
we don't want to give Wisconsin too much shine though.
No.
Yeah.
Dougie, Johnny, you guys drinking tonight?
I am drinking a San Jose licuado de plátano. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up.
All right.
I thought it was like a protein.
It's like what Peter, it's like a shake. It's like a shake.
It's a shake. It's a banana shake.
Shake, yeah, with cinnamon. It's really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like your muscle milk.
That's exactly what I thought. It was protein powder and lifting shit.
I could have said that too. Yeah, it's my protein for the night.
Yeah,
Dougie,
I had no clue what that was, and obviously I'm the worst speller here, so I would have never known what that was unless you guys just described it right now, because there ain't no way I'm figuring out how to spell that shit.
Diversity higher.
But yeah, so with the early start, I was kind of like running last minute. I was here a lot later than I normally am, so I forgot a glass. So I'm actually just gonna go like straight hillbilly right out of the bottle tonight. That's just what I'm doing. I got nothing. So yeah,
there you go.
Moly.
But yeah,
gonna be lit by the end of this.
Old Forester 1910.
Oh, that's my wife's favorite.
a good one.
My wife's favorite. So, I know we saw the picture. You guys, Johnny, you and Peter were together on Saturday doing some good work. You had an intern. I'm always pro child labor. Get them working early and get them working for free. I thank you guys for helping out with that because oh yes, Roxy, we do have water here. Always got to stay hydrated. I was tied down with a bachelor party all weekend. My future brother-in-law is getting married in a couple months, and to my current sister-in-law. I had a 2-day bachelor party, Friday and Saturday. Saturday night, all day Saturday thing. I can't do those multiple days anymore, man. I can do like one full day of like day drinking. When it's back-to-back days like that, especially when there's a lot of driving and Ubering involved, I'm getting to that age, man, and I feel like I'm letting myself down because with stocks season coming up, man, there's going to be some of those days where we're going to have to go.
You better get in shape, buddy. You better get in drinking shape.
Like, I was exhausted come Sunday, man, and
you know what, Jason? I think what it is that that dry January that you have, like I think you're still in that little session of like you have to get back to like the norm.
Spring training. So
yeah, spring training. That's what it is right now. You have to get the grease the wheels over here. So it's just I think that's what it is. I'm covering for you at this point.
Can I tell you the truth, Jason? Because we applauded you for getting healthy and doing the dry January. I think that fucked you up. You might never recover. It might be we're too old to do dry January. I think you're like a boxer.
No days off.
You're like a boxer or MMA fighter. Once you get knocked out once, your jaw is never the same, Now we might not see old school Jason anymore. That dry January messed you up.
You might be onto something, man. Like, but we'll see. Because like it was, I think a lot of it too was because of all the traveling to go back and forth to everything. It was in Batavia, and they had an Airbnb, but I wasn't about to. Like there was 10 people in the Airbnb, and I'm like, I'm not sleeping on the floor on the couch or anything. Like I'll Uber it back or just commute just tell me where we have to go and party. And so on Saturday we did. I know. I said I'm letting myself down. Like I feel bad about saying that, but I'm gonna try to get back into form before opening day. But we did Whirly Ball with this. Did you guys ever do Whirly Ball before?
Oh yeah.
I suck at it. Like that was my first time ever doing Whirly Ball, and yeah, that's not my sport that I'm going to try to challenge people in.
I could have sworn we did a Whirly Ball for my birthday, like way back, like maybe like 10 years ago.
You did.
I thought we had a picture of you, and you never went with us, Jason. That was your first time.
I don't know. Maybe I had something else that day, but
okay. I'm a pro. I mean, obviously, you guys know me. I said I could kick a 30-yard field goal when I can, and I'm convinced of all these other things like beating Johnny in bowling. So, but I like Whirly Ball. I think it's fun. I haven't done it in like 10 years, but it's fine.
So when because I never did it before, and when I first walked in, there was a shit ton of like kids' birthday parties going on. And I'm like, what are we doing? A bunch of 40-year-old guys going into Whirly Ball here. Like this is going to get like bad and awkward pretty quick. Because it was Saturday at like 3:00. So it was still, it wasn't nighttime Whirly Ball or anything like that. This was the day activity. And so I see other kids. I'm like, wow, fuck. And then I see this guy coming down, and he looked about my age, but he was wearing a sash that said groom to be. And I was like,
what?
Okay, well, there's another bachelor party here, but maybe you shouldn't be wearing a groom to be sash. That seems a little fucking weird in my opinion. And after we did Whirly Ball and we left, as we were walking out, they were still there, like in a designated like party area, and they were doing the combination like bride and groom bachelorette party. So she had her bride to be, and he was in a groomed, and I was like, this is so fucking cringe. I mean, like, dude, you gotta just have a little balls and say, I'm gonna do my own thing. I am so against combo bachelorette parties. Like that's not. I don't care how times have changed in 2024. I think I'm gonna sound old manish on that. Like keep them separate. Like, and if you're gonna do a bachelor party, please, for the love of God, do not wear a sash that says "groomed to be." Like that is not a good look for any guy whatsoever.
You never know. Wait, what if he felt nice in it? I ain't gonna judge.
No.
The one question I had for you, Jason, about this bachelor party, because we're at the age now where, you know, most of our friends are already married, and it's not unless like a family member or like in your case, you know, someone that you know is getting married. Were you like the oldest one there? What was the age gap between like the wedding party and then you and everyone else?
It was probably maybe like 3 to 5 years at the most.
So it wasn't like 21-year-olds or 22-year-olds.
No. It was Jason. we were all like in our mid to late 30s. I didn't ask everyone for IDs and their age. I was just like, hey, nice to meet you. You know, you look kind of my age. So yeah, that was it. Oh, and then Roxy's just catching strays here.
My second question was, so you said it's your sister-in-law, future brother-in-law. But it's not really like, I guess it is, right? So it's Sarah's sister's husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you still consider that? Yeah, brother-in-law, right? There's no other.
Yeah, that's technically brother-in-law. Yeah.
I was confused.
I know. It's like a brother-in-law kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
so that's a thing. It's like brother-in-law once removed or twice removed.
Yeah. But no, he good guy, you know, and it was fun. We went back to the Airbnb. We bar hopped downtown Naperville a little bit. Had some dinner and all that good stuff. Went back to Airbnb, and it was a lot of beer pong. And we played like little tournament style. I finished with a record in beer pong of 5-2. So I had a good beer pong.
Okay. 5-2, not bad.
And at my old age, hanging with the people who are a few years younger than me, I picked up a new couple beer pong rules that I don't know if you guys ever heard of before.
Oh, this is the worst. So here's the thing. It's like, for the longest time, you're the one that hosts parties, but we all play the same rules. You know, once you go outside of like the, home field advantage, I hate learning new rules. So what are the new rules?
Okay, so
whose phone is going off? Is that?
God, is your phone going off? It's someone's phone's going off. Anyways, so here's, I don't know, maybe you guys heard it before. The first one is on fire, like heating up and on fire. Have you heard that one?
Yeah.
Once you make 2 in a row, you get it back, or 3 in a row.
3 in a row, you get it back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that one was new to me. But yeah, so that was we played that one, and then they also had another rule called Island. Have you ever done Island?
No, explain that one.
Okay, so when a cup isn't attached to any of the other cups, and it's like the lone wolf cup, you can call Island, and if you only get to call it once per game, but if you make it into that cup, it's automatic 2.
All right,
I've never heard of that.
Not too bad, but yeah.
So there's a couple new rules, but yeah, I was like, I didn't ever heard the heating up before, and but I was 5-2 in beer pong, so I still got beer pong, even though I can't hang anymore. I still got fucking beer pong for days.
Well, and
apparently, we're the only ones not knowing this. Everyone in the chat says they're familiar with Island. You got to remember, our rules haven't changed for a good 20 years.
20 years, right? That's what I'm saying, man. We don't hang out when we were just playing beer pong. We don't hang out with the next generation for beer pong. We just do beer pongs ourselves. It was always the rules that we grew up with and played. Like now,
we're the NBA before the 3-point line. No dunking, no 3-point line.
I will say though, like the one thing that they changed was like they actually use water instead of like the actual beer. Jason, did they do that at, you know what I'm saying? Like they're using water for like,
we still use water.
Yeah.
Still use water. Cause I mean, like old school, we used to always do beer in the cups and everything. And then you're just burning through, like 100 cups in one, or 200 cups in a night or something like that, depending on how many people and how many games you're doing. So I like using the water better than just taking sips. And
I like especially your cheap ass went to using enough cups instead of germs that might kill you.
Okay, I mean, Dude, you know how much fucking shit I eat between like Taco Bell, White Castle, and bourbon? Nothing can survive this shit, man. Like, I'll take anyone's germs. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
No, yeah. I mean, that's how we played. We used to play in a dusty ass basement with beer in cups and the balls rolling into the corner. Freaking like
cobwebs
in there, cobwebs, and yeah. And that's how we.
But then you get like you get an apartment and a condo, a house or something, and you don't want to ruin your nice floors anymore. So that's when you switch to water because you don't want sticky beer falling all over the place anymore. So that's why I'm pro like water pong, or if you guess you want to call it that now.
Yeah. Now the one thing that I did hear about, I know about, was with the whole like heating up and on fire. You got to call it. So if you don't call it, if you don't like say you're heating up, then you could go on fire and it doesn't matter because you didn't call it. So
one time I did miss it because I wasn't aware that we are playing those rules, and when I was actually heating up, I didn't say heating up, and then I kind of screwed myself. I was like, okay, not going to happen again. But good record in beer. Like I said, good record in beer pong this weekend. Yeah. So
you just got to get you back into shape. We're getting you rounded out for opening day because it's coming quick, man.
It's coming quick. We we announced it, first whiskey at Comiskey opening day. So gonna be working on some nice stuff this week. Try to get that for details for the party. But we can't wait for everyone to see, and we'll post a flyer on it when we're close, probably beginning of next month. Just so we can get a count of how many people are going to be showing up for that. So, but before we move on, you guys, any fun weekend stories? I know, Dougie, you were at the Hawks game on Saturday.
Yeah, we were at the Hawks game on Saturday with Joey P, and it was a matinee game, man. And I was telling Bologna about this. It was like, man, we got pretty day drunk, but then by the time we like came out of the UC, it was still light out, dude. And you're like, you're like a cockroach scattering, But no, that was
like in Varsity Blues when they're leaving the strip club,
Yeah, coming out of the strip club, dude. Yeah, it was bad, and they actually won, so that was huge. Yeah, it's a good time.
You know what? We're talking weekend recap, and now I'm realizing before we move on, Jason, everyone had a really nice, fun time. You had a bachelor party. Dougie's at the Hawks games. I work. I'm like Dougie now. I worked all weekend. I saw Jason on Friday, Johnny on Saturday, Dougie on Sunday. I got triple teamed by you bums, and it was all work, no play for your boy Bologna. We did work
called all whole stuffed.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling a little worn out today, to tell you the truth. Dougie, Jason, I saw you Friday. We did a little work together. Johnny, we had a productive session on Saturday, and then me and Dougie's filmed like, what was it, 3 bourbon reviews and some other stuff.
I was gonna say, don't go crying or whatever. I mean, I gave you the best handy of your life, and there's a video of it. So
that's true. I'm gonna post that handy video shortly on the YouTubes, and that's exciting.
All right, so let's move on here for a little bit here. Talk some sports. So one of the things that we did have on when we were hanging out the Airbnb was we put the All-Star Weekend on, which, by the way, I was surprised at how because it started when we were still bar hopping, and I was surprised how many bars didn't show NBA All-Star Weekend. So like it was a lot of just college basketball, and then there's like other like UFC prelims and everything, but no. I don't know if people just don't care about it anymore, but like I want to get your guys' take because like I thought there was a lot of bad in that All-Star Weekend. I mean, I know Johnny's got like a bum of the week and everything like that, but it's basically just that cut out there, guys.
Yeah, Jason's cutting out.
Yeah,
sorry. I'll take over, Jay, if you want to refresh. But yeah, there was more bad than good. I watched all of it. I watched Friday's celebrity game. I watched the skills competition. I watched some of the All-Star game. And the best thing about it was the court. For people that haven't seen or don't know what we're talking about, I got a little video of what the court looked like. It was an LED court, and I thought fairly good innovation. Here's the video of it.
When you hit that, watch what happens.
No, hit it.
Hit it. There you go. Watch what's going to happen. Oh, crunch time. Okay.
All right. Next 2 minutes, everything counts as double for the next 2 minutes, Steven. Fire. Wow. Ooh, yeah. So every time you see a star, right, that's a made shot.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're getting close.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting closer.
Yeah, you get more spaces that you could shoot from then.
Oh, they run out of time.
That was it. That was the cool part about the All-Star weekend was the court and maybe the celebrity game, even though I was arguing some of the people there weren't celebrities. The dunk contest, I was going back and forth with Brian S., who's in the comments, and I said, I can't believe I watched the whole thing. And Jason, you mentioned, like, I can't believe people don't care for it. The NBA players don't care for it. They've been checked out of this thing for a couple years now, whether it's the dunk contest or the actual game. The actual game itself isn't even a game anymore. It's just them, shooting threes like a motherfucker. And there's no competition whatsoever. And I understand the fact that, like, one, load management is a thing and nobody wants to get hurt, but they should switch it up. Like the NFL Pro Bowl, they switch it up to flag football and nobody watches that anymore. All of these things, like, they're going by the wayside. It's crazy.
Well, that's the thing.
Am I back now, guys? Am my internet connection?
Yeah,
good?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Go ahead, Jenny.
Yeah. So my thing is that, like, I used to love watching the All-Star weekend. It used to be like when it came on Saturday, it was just like must see TV when everybody cared at one point when it was Jordan. I'm not saying like talking like an old head over here, but like they cared. They gave a shit. Like there was defense, there was, they still played offense, but it was just like it was more serious back then. The dunk contest as well too. There's only so many things you could do with the dunk contest now because I feel like everybody's done anything they could possibly do, unless
we've seen it all.
Unless you put a jet or something on them so they could do like a really like cool thing. It's hard to do anything now to be creative with the dunk contest. I think that's why people don't watch it anymore. The 3-point contest, I mean, that's always good. I mean, you always got good shooters in there, but I just think that there's nothing in there that is intriguing to people now because it's like the same old. Like there's nothing that they're not going to see that they saw last year or the year before because it's repetitive, or it's just what else more can you do with a dunk contest? I know they tried to switch it up a couple times. I didn't watch the All-Star game, but I know that at one point they had like a veteran, a retired like basketball player, and then like a current player, and then like a WNBA player doing like a kind of like horse type of I forgot what they did, but they try to change it up. And some things will hit, some things will miss. But I just think that because there's the same thing over and over again, that it's just there's no interest anymore.
Yeah. I forgot. I just lost it. The Steph Curry, Sabrina Ionescu stuff was awesome. The 3-point contest itself is good too because it's always the same. They could switch things around and the money ball is different and the first round with the clock's different, but it's all the same. You're just shooting threes and seeing who wins. I like that. I like watching that. But yeah, the dunk contest is tough, like you mentioned, Johnny, because we have seen it all. And like this year, it was just like everyone trying to jump over Shaq. Like
that's what
at some point, like move over. Like move.
There's like 5 people
no more
jumping over
people. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just eliminate that going forward? Because they had the one guy at the end. They had the monkey shoulder, like whatever you want to, guys on the shoulder, and he jumping over them. But like coming up with something original. You know what they should do with the dunk contest now is like do like what they do like for NBA mascots with the trampoline. Put a fucking trampoline in the mat. Make them do dunks like that.
Because that's what they want with their the ACLs and Achilles and things like that. They don't even want to play in the regular game. You think you're gonna jump off a trampoline?
They have fucking G League guys, like the back-to-back champion is a G Leaguer because they can't get anyone else. Just have the G Leaguers do the dunks. Then who cares if they get tear an ACL in?
Get guys outside of the NBA and maybe like. Each team has like a representative. It doesn't even have to be an NBA player. Get someone from like G League or Europe or something like that. And then this is our representative, and this is the guy that's gonna dunk for us.
So we're just gonna turn it into And One Mixtape Volume 3, or what?
Yeah.
Fucking
Trampoline is
hot
the wild.
sauce.
Trampoline might be the wildest thing you've said on the show, Jason.
Okay. So then, if you don't want to do that, then for the All-Star game at least, make it like the old MTV Rock and Jock. Get the 10-pointer, the 20-pointer, the half court shot thing. Like, do that.
So that was like, if they're not going to play competitively, they're not going to play defense. I agree with you. They have the LED court. Make it to where like you have to shoot from this different distances and move the line in and out, and make it at least fun to watch that way. Where if you're not going to try, make it entertaining somehow. And that I think you can do, because that court was awesome. You can figure out ways to use that.
Yeah, it was a cool court. I like that. That was pretty. It gave me PTSD from the play-in tournament, when you would see like the entire blue court or the sea red court and everything like that. Like, that was bad, but I like this. I like the LED court. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder what the price tag was on that.
Yeah, well, hopefully the NBA was covering that. All right, and some other good news from this weekend. Bedard was back.
Hold on. I like this comment right now. It said they should go Oppo and get rid of the 3-point line and go old school. Play for $1 million a man. That's the thing. Incentivize it. They would try if they're all playing for a certain sum of money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Right. Bedard's back.
All right. So Bedard's back, and hopefully my internet stays good today. I feel like my internet's being a little buggy.
Yeah, you're a little glitchy. Maybe 8 p.m. is no good for the Jason household.
The bandwidth is terrible. Yeah, I turned all the TVs off. I don't know what else is going on here. So hopefully it's just, I might have to just reset the router, but I'm not going to do that mid-show. So Connor Bedard came back last week. I don't know if you guys saw him, but he gave me very like old school braces with the whole like helmet guard and everything, and the giant mouth guard and everything like that. Good to see our baby boy is back. Got a goal over the weekend. Doug, I hope you did some Malort in his honor. I saw you guys were slamming those tequila shots, so thanks for keeping up with the drinking rules. Yeah. But I'm happy he's back. I just hope that he doesn't get hurt again and where he's out for the season. I mean, it kind of seems like it's a lost season anyways at this point, so yeah. I don't know what the point is besides just giving him experience, but
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think he actually has one tonight too.
Yeah, he scored. He scored right when we went. Yeah, right when we went live. But yeah, the fact that he missed all those games, he's still leading the league or leading the team in points. We talked about it a little, Dougie. As soon as he came back, you could tell that there was a little spark in that team. And for him being 18 years old and, a pup, if you will, he brings a lot of life to that team. The offense on Saturday looked a little dangerous. I'm not going to say like they were world beaters, because they're still the worst team in the league. But the team's different with him on the ice, and that's what you want to see. You want to see that. You want to see that experience. You got to get him out there, finish the season healthy, but get him that experience, because that's going to be valuable going forward into the next year. So that's all I'm like. I really didn't have much notes for the Blackhawks, just that the fact that Bedard makes everyone better. And now, like you see, Dougie, you're talking about Foligno and put the C on his chest and stuff like that. But everyone skates. Everyone's got a little like pep in their step when Bedard's on the ice.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the one thing that I was going to say too was, even on Saturday, man, just the vibes in the building. And I don't know what they were like when they were playing the Penguins when he made his comeback, but the vibes in the building were just high. And we were all digging it. And then, it was like, man, I mean, he basically scored 2 goals if it wasn't for that offsides call that they had to review. And then even the one that he did score afterwards, he was talking to the press and he was like, yeah, it wasn't that good of a goal. I was disappointed in myself. And it's like, dude, like, what type of a player says that? Like he's like disappointed in the way that he scored the goal. So it's just like it's like this kid's a perfectionist, man, and it's and he holds himself very professionally too. So it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Okay. So this is quick hockey talk. We don't talk much hockey on here because there's not much good to talk about. But
before we get into big, Off season,
Off season's gonna be big.
Not only
before
they
we
have to hit on the
actually-
draft and they got to hit on free agency, but that's it.
Yeah. But before we start talking some Bears and White Sox here, let's start with some White Sox talk because this is pretty hot on the streets right now. But we want to officially announce our Whiskey at Comiskey dates. So here it is, people. Oh, same time. All right, we said opening day Whiskey at Comiskey. And then we're doing May 11th versus the Guardians. That's a 6:00 game. Obviously, we're doing the June 1st tailgate in Milwaukee. So make sure if you haven't already RSVP'd on Sox Machine's form, please do that. Then we got June 29th at the Rockies. That's a 1:00 game. So be prepared for some early morning bourbons. July 27th versus the Mariners. That's my birthday weekend. So happy birthday to Head Bum in Charge.
I'm gonna get you a sash for that day. Where you're gonna be rocking a sash in
God fucking
whether you
damn
want
it,
to or
man.
not. You should have never
God
told that
fucking
story.
damn
If you missed the story at the beginning of the show,
I'm
we're getting
fucked.
chasing a sash.
I'm fucked.
It's also a week after my birthday too. And last year we were gonna do our big like combined party, but then you had your family
I got
event that
kidnapped.
you had to go
I
to.
got kidnapped with
Yeah.
family to Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
Then
That
Cubs
was the
game.
murder shower.
Cubs Saturday night game. People might die. People might not make that one out alive. That's going to be
excited for
an
that
utter
one.
shit show. So that one is going to be all hands on deck, big boy drinking pants. And then this one sucks because there is no end of the season tailgate on a weekend. The Sox are all on the road, so the earliest we can do like a Saturday for the last game of the end of the season was September 14th. So we might just do a tailgate during the middle of the week just to have like that end of the season one, but early bum for MLB scheduling for not giving us a Sox home game at the end of September.
Yeah,
It's brutal.
It's tough. They are. I like that it's like Sox sneak into the third wild card spot that week. They're gonna have to play another like 10 games all on the road since then. So yeah, 14th. I'm excited for it. Like that'll be the send off.
Yeah. Or it'll be good because if they're really bad then and we want to just end the season early, we don't have to subject ourselves to going to another game for 2 weeks. So just wipe our hands if they're a 60 game win team at that point. So but yeah, those are Whiskey Comiskey dates. So write those down, get tickets for them. You probably don't need tickets this far in advance, except for the Sox Cubs game. That one's I think almost sold out already. So but yes, we will see everyone those 6 dates plus June 1st in Milwaukee. And look at that sexy logo with courtesy of us 108 and Sox Machine. We're going to be throwing the most epic of tailgate bangers you've ever seen. So be ready for more debauchery in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
And you mentioned it earlier, Jason, but if you are interested in going, there is a form you can fill out. Josh from Sox Machine has it on his Twitter. We'll pin it to our Twitter. I'll share it after this podcast and all that. But yeah, we're up to I think 200 people have confirmed, and the list keeps growing. So that's going to be fun, dude. I have it circled on the calendar. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, last time 500 plus people. So yeah, let's beat that.
Yeah, let's show the people. I will say though, it was funny when Josh told us that we couldn't sit in 108 because that's a family section. So
yeah,
we're from the 107.
yeah.
My
next summer beef loaf Teresa, you're gonna have to switch up the shirts.
Yeah, one night only. Print the shirts from the 107. All right, so let's talk some Sox and Uncle Jerry here, because that news broke late last week that Jerry is confident that he can get the city and the state to pay for his new stadium without incurring any new taxing and any new taxes and all that stuff. He's gonna play a little hide the sausage and take a little borrow Peter to pay for Paul and stuff like that. So, you guys think Jerry's gonna get his stadium funded by Illinois?
By hook or by crook? Pritzker's come out and said no, thank you. He's already playing hardball, but that's all it is, dude. It's posturing. It's a lot of hardball. I feel like this has gone so fast, so quickly. Like, like we barely heard the first report, maybe 5-6 weeks ago. And from there, it's like, here are renderings, and here's like how we're gonna pay for it, and no new taxes and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I think so. I thought we talked about it earlier. What was it, last week, where I was talking about how, like, if Jerry's trying to get a stadium and the McCaskies are trying to get a stadium, there's only going to be one winner, and I have a feeling it's going to be Jerry Reinsdorf. He's going to be able to get his way. The no new taxes thing is, I mean, it's obvious bullshit. Like they're just moving shit from one side to the other. But it looks good on paper. Brandon Johnson's trying to get a win, and he's going to be like, yeah, no new taxes and that. But I get it. It's a long ways away, but this is the game. This is the game you're going to have to play, and it's going to come out like all through media. Like, yeah, Pritzker's going to say something. The Reinsdorf or whoever's speaking for the Reinsdorfs are going to say something. And that's how we're going. So, yeah, I like how you said hide the sausage. That made me laugh.
Well, I mean, that's, like it's basically just trying to hide the taxes within some other taxes, so he's going to find a way to he's saying he's going to take 2% of the hotel occupancy tax or whatever they want to call that.
It's the one they use now for the guaranteed rate.
Yeah. So, but then you're going to eliminate the Chicago Bears, debt on the stadium. And then we're just going to take him here and we're going to put over here. And it's not really anything new. And it's just a lot of smoke and mirrors, and just in the cheap ass billionaire is going to not spend any of his money, as always.
Roxy's in the comments saying Jerry won't live to see this new ballpark anyway, so who cares? We've been saying the same thing about Virginia McCaskey since like 95, so yeah, you never know.
We're saying that about her in Arlington, and she might be the one, cutting the ribbon when it's christened. So who knows with that one? Yeah, I think that, like, the thing that kind of pisses me off with Jerry at his age, and it's like, you can't take that money with you. Just spend it on the ballpark. Just do what you finally contribute back to the team that you've given so much fucking misery to, and stop trying to just be the smartest man in the room all the time. At one point, you just gotta just have a moment of reflection, have a moment of honesty with yourself, and realize that you're the villain here. And maybe it's time you not to be the Scrooge anymore, and open your doors on Christmas morning and say, hey, stadiums for everyone. Here we go. I don't know. I know I'm wishful thinking here, but just reading that article just made me more infuriated that Reinsdorf owns our team, because like they show you this nice new stadium on the river, and ooh, look at this, the view, and look how modern and classy it's going to be. And then it's like, yeah, but guess who's paying for it? All of us schmucks are on the hook for it. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you're not surprised though, right?
That's what I'm saying. They play it off the other way, and they ask for the $1 billion first and then show the artist renderings. There ain't a single person that's Google and Gaga on over that fucking shit. Nobody's going to even talk about it, It'll just be like, yeah, your drawings are fucking great, but you want $1 billion, so suck it, Like, no. I'm not. No. I
almost hope that he doesn't get the stadium now. Like, you showed me all those pictures. The land is great. The area is great. Like, I want the new stadium. Now I don't want it anymore. Now, after all that came out, I hope he gets fucking shut down. I hope Pritzker drops the hammer on him and says, get the fuck out of here, you old fuck.
Lot be forever.
Yeah.
There you go.
The thing is, you got one billionaire finally gets another billionaire who runs the state, right? So it's the battle of the billionaires. I feel like we've seen this battle time and time again, and it's going to be the billionaire who's the governor, or the billionaire who's just a fucking cranky old fuck who knows how to manipulate the city politics.
Yeah. No,
what's gonna happen is basically they're showing renderings of, like, I mean, they haven't shown anything for like Arlington Park or anything like that, but I feel like at the end of this, they're both gonna stay at the exact same spot. The Bears are going to be like Soldier Field, and they're to do that, like those renderings. You guys remember they were doing those renderings of, like, building this like nice little stadium like for Soldier Field, and building new buildings and sports amenities around there. And then the White Sox, I just feel like they're just going to move to Lot B and just go back to the old Comiskey Park, site. just all this like bickering. Everybody's getting all like worked up about like, everything that's going on with the renderings and whatnot. I mean, Jerry, he did this before back in the 90s where he won. Like he got what he wanted from the state at the last, literally before midnight. And you're right, Peter. I think he's going to be like that again. Like, I think he's going to he might get his way or he might not. Like, who knows? But I just feel like we're probably going to be ending up in the same spot. Like, we're not going to be like in the, we're not moving anywhere.
CD44 says, I'd rather get public funding for a 6 stadium than have the Nashville Sox. Yeah, I don't think the Nashville Sox are in the cards. I think it would have to be an expansion team to go to Nashville. But if he threatened the move, that's just, I'd call his bluff at this point. I'd call Jerry's bluff.
Absolutely.
Do it, I dare you.
Yeah, because hopefully then when he finally does die and someone buys a team up, he could be like, you know what, I'm taking the team back to Chicago and I'm going to do it the right way. So, that could always happen, but probably not.
That's the thing, man. I mean, you know how like old people are when you're trying to push them into the nursing home. They don't want to go anywhere. They want to stay back home. So he ain't going nowhere. His next move is going to be to the great beyond. That's about it.
He's set in his ways.
Yeah. He's gonna try to get us on that television. He's gonna fuck us on that television deal.
Oh, that's coming. That's for sure coming.
It is working on, and now he's gonna fuck us with the stadium, and then he's just gonna after all the paperwork and the ink's dried, then he's gonna fucking die and just be like, ha 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 ha, fuck all you guys, like one last parting fuck you to all of us.
Yes, I can see it. And his parting words were for the fans.
His parting words were forever second place. Yeah, so
brutal.
We'll see what happens, but it was pretty deflating to see that anyways. So
I knew it was gonna happen though,
Yeah. All right, let's talk some Bears.
Breaking news. Do you want to break the news?
Let's break the news. Because apparently in the year of our Lord 2024, when you unfollow a team on Instagram, it's epic meltdowns and everything. Because Justin Fields has unfollowed the Chicago Bears on Instagram. So break out all the speculation, all of the rumors and everything. He unfollowed the Chicago Bears. So I don't know if that means anything significant, but apparently that is the big news that gets reported now in the social media era, is when someone unfollows someone, especially in the dating world too. Like, oh, did you see that they unfollowed each other? They must not be dating anymore.
We're not dating Justin Fields anymore. We're moving on to younger. We're dating younger now with Caleb Williams.
Yeah. So you guys take any credence in this? Is this smoke or is this fire?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What Joey P. It was literally 2 minutes before the show started. I'm trying to get the graphics going. We're all getting ready, and Joey's like, breaking news, and I'm like, what's happening? Or I was like, send us the link, and it's Justin Field unfollowed the Bears. I'm like, this happens all the time. George Pickens did it with the Steelers during the season. He unfollowed his team while he was playing. The next week, like the squeaky wheel gets the grease, like he scores 2 touchdowns the following week. This happens all the time. It happens in the NBA and NFL and everything. So yeah, this is not news. This is not news. The cut news is news because that's more interesting, because that's actually, makes the team better.
Yeah. So the big news of the weekend was the Bears released Eddie Jackson and Cody Whitehair. Cody Whitehair was a given. He sucks. Eddie Jackson, the writing was more on the wall. Everyone kind of expected that to free up cap space. He had his all pro year 2018 when the Bears, had a really, really good defense. But then he got his bag and he kind of fell off a little bit. I don't blame Ryan Pace for re-signing him. But I'm happy that Poles was able to recognize that he wasn't the guy he was 6 years ago, and he's cutting bait with it. So they free up a little over $21 million in cap space. They are currently, I believe I saw fourth in the NFL with $70 million in cap space right now. So
55 effective. 55 effective cap space. But yeah, they're in a good spot.
Yeah, so a lot of that money is probably going to be relegated back to Jalen Johnson because we need to sign him. We need to get him locked down long term. So I feel like that 20 million, like they're going right now for like a top cornerback is around between that 16 to 20 million a year range. So I don't think he's going to get he might be worth top 3, corner money. We'll know. We'll see what the negotiation goes. But I have a feeling a good 80% of that at least is going to go back towards Jalen. And then I would assume that because we're going to probably draft Caleb Williams and get a wide receiver, that some of the other money is going to be pushed towards a center because we need one, maybe another defensive tackle, and someone for the line. You need someone for the line. What do you guys think else? Am I on point here or am I off on anything?
No, you nailed it. I mean, one, Eddie Jackson, thank you for your service. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler. He had a borderline MVP season, but he hasn't been good in 4 years. I complain about him week in and week out. He refuses to tackle people. He's banged up. He's hurt. Same thing with Cody Whitehair. Cody Whitehair was asked to do a bunch of different things, and he did them all. Sometimes better than others, but I mean, he had a great career with the Bears, 8 years with the Bears, and just thank you guys both. But it's time to move on. And Jason, like you mentioned, if it is Caleb Williams and maybe a wide receiver at 9, then we all keep talking about drafting a center because you need a center. The centers on this team were god awful last year. But if you're going to have Caleb Williams, you need to sign a veteran center to have underneath him. You can't draft a center and draft a quarterback and expect things to go well. It can happen possibly, but you'd rather have that experience under center. So yeah. I think Jalen Johnson, while it sounds like both parties want to, come up with a solution, worst case scenario, you franchise him and then you sign him for very big money next year. But yeah, I'd rather have him signed. And I think you said 16 to 20. He's looking closer to 20 than anything. So it's going to be like a $20 million per year thing. And he's earned it. Pro Football Focus had him rated as the best corner in the league. A bunch of other metrics said that this year was his best year ever, obviously, but it was best year ever for all the corners. So coverage wise, he's awesome. So I think he's earned it. So yeah, lock him up and go from there. But if you are going to draft Caleb Williams, you're going to need a veteran center. So that's where that, $55 million in cap space, you got to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd probably save some extra money too if you trade Justin as well. I think his cap hit isn't what I'm looking here. His cap hit is $6 million. So I know there's going to be a lot of dead money associated with that, the way the NFL contracts works, but I'm sure you can probably save at least $6 million this year. So
yeah, I definitely want to see them like actively pursue a contract over franchise tagging Jalen, because I don't want to have any type of, like holdout going into camp or anything like that. I don't want to see any of that crap, like any distractions going into this season, and I'm not saying that they're going to come out and be gangbusters this next season, but, you don't know, I mean, with how many wild cards there are nowadays and everything like that, a change at a quarterback and, some good blocking and everything like that, a couple games swing a couple ways, you could find yourself in the playoffs, coming from basically being a dog shit team,
It happened with the Texans this year. The Texans drafted CJ Stroud. They went back into the draft, and then from there they made the playoffs.
Yeah, it's top 3. They draft second and third. So
yeah, so like if you go 1-9 and like people are in the who was in the comments that Bruhan Luke says trade Justin Fields for the 20th pick with the Steelers. The Steelers sound like they're all in on Justin Fields. Arthur Smith comes from Atlanta, and Atlanta wanted Justin Fields since last year, and now he's with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin has said really good things about Justin Fields. I think that's a very good possibility. They've shown that they're willing to trade their first overall pick. They did it like 4 years ago with Minkah Fitzpatrick. If they're willing to do it then, Justin Fields puts that team in a position to win now. I think it's a win-win for both teams. And I'm saying that because I'm close following the Steelers because of Julie, but it really is a good position to where if you're not going to trade with like within the top 5 in the draft, one of these teams that are in win now, like the Steelers, would make much more sense.
But doesn't that like give you like, all right, so if the Steelers like the Steelers like for years have been a great organization, Super Bowls and all that, doesn't that give you that indication like, hey, you know, we can build around like Justin Fields and whatnot? Last year their focus was really a lot about the defense. They got a lot of good linebackers, and that defense was actually pretty good like towards the end of the season when Eberflus when he took over. I think a lot of the money needs to be focused on. Obviously, yes, you want to get somebody on defense because you're losing Eddie Jackson and whatnot, but you want to focus on the offense. You want to build that offensive line and whatnot. I still think that I'm still not sold on Caleb Williams, but to me, I just feel like stuff like that you just mentioned is that why would you want to trade him? And yes, I can understand if he goes to the Steelers, he probably puts himself in a better position, a better spot. They can do a lot better than what they had previously. But also too, like an organization like the Steelers, doesn't that give you that signs like, hey, maybe we should keep Justin Fields. Maybe we shouldn't trade him because he does have that potential to be some, you know, obviously if we get, I don't know, Marvin Harrison and line him up with I can't even think of the other receiver that we have. DJ Moore. Yeah. I just think that if you build all that stuff with the offense, like build that offensive line and get, like how you said, get a veteran center. I think we could definitely win a lot more games next year. I think we could do a lot better. Again, we were pretty close on a lot of other games like we were this year. I just feel like trading Justin Fields is just not it. To me, I think it's a dumb decision. I don't think you should do it. You should just keep him. And I just think that, I'm just at a loss of words here because I'm just like, why would like, again, like you're getting organizations like Atlanta's another like organization as well too, that had very good success over the years. Like, why would you want to trade like somebody who's getting like other people interest?
I think it's a unique situation. I think the number 1 overall pick makes a big difference. If this was the number 5 pick or the number 4 pick, it's different. But the fact that Caleb Williams we don't know. It sounded like last year Caleb Williams was lockstep for sure, generational quarterback. People were comparing him to Andrew Luck and all these other quarterbacks. And now obviously USC had a tough year this year and he didn't look all that great compared to the other years. But we don't know. The fact is, like, Justin Fields hasn't shown that he is. I mean, we were all Justin Fields guys. We have the shirt that says Justin Fields is that dude. But like the fact that he just hasn't thrown over 300 yards, like twice in his whole career with the Bears, and like if you have a chance to draft a generational quarterback and reset the quarterback clock, I think you have to take it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is resetting the clock so you can pay Jalen Johnson, you could pay some of these other free agents that you want to bring in, because even if you don't draft another wide receiver, which I think they are, but let's say they don't, you have like Mike Evans is available as a free agent. You got I don't think Bengals are going to let T Higgins go, but he could potentially be an option. So there's a lot of like stud like free agents this year for the wide receiver class, so you can do it. Here's the thing I will say though about with the Justin Fields Caleb Williams thing is that we all saw what Mahomes did in the Super Bowl, and everyone was like, oh yeah, this is why you need to get your Pat Mahomes, you need to get the quarterback like him. Ryan Poles was in Kansas City when they drafted Mahomes. He's seen like the scouting reports. He's seen all the film on Mahomes. If he thinks that Caleb Williams is similar to him, maybe not same level, but like has a lot of the similar traits, then yeah, maybe that's why he's going to take Caleb Williams over and not keep Justin Fields, because he's seen what Mahomes has become. He's seen the process they went through with drafting. And if he's getting deja vu from that, then I'm fine with it. If that's the route they want to go, because I want our Pat Mahomes too, that we should have had in the fucking first place instead of Mitch. But sour grapes there. But
yeah, the Bears
I'm going to trust Poles because he
wouldn't progress.
They would have. They would.
It's not like we don't have Andy Reid.
We would have had.
We had
the
Matt
Pat
Nagy
Mahomes.
and
No, we
a
don't
bunch
have
of
Andy.
bums.
I know. We've all everyone's pretty much in the consensus that if we ever took Mahomes, he would not be the same as he was because of Andy Reid. And
but now this year, I have faith in Shane Waldron. So a lot of it has to do with him and what he wants to do and how he wants to run his offense. So like we talked about before, Shane Waldron had his pick of where he wanted to go, and he was very coveted as an offensive coordinator. So you know, the fact that he picked the Bears, there's got to be a reason. And I said it before, but I think that reason is the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
and as great as it sounds, you know, like trading Justin Fields for the 20th pick, I just don't see him warranting a first round pick.
No, I agree. That's best case scenario. I think a second is much more like reasonable.
Yeah, like probably like a second in that 15 to 20 range. That's where I would see him like going at, you know, but I don't know. I'm a nobody.
Best case scenario is we trade Justin in the 9th pick to New England for the 3rd pick. And then I take Caleb and Marvin Harrison.
Someone was in the comment. I've seen that a bunch, and I love that. I love everything about that. Yeah, K-Fids.
Yeah, I like that. That's like best case scenario for, you know, for them. And if they can't trade it, the second best scenario is that Atlanta pulls the 8th overall pick for Justin, and then you have 1, 8, 9.
I don't think that's too much. That's too rich for even my blood. I don't think Atlanta would give up the 8th for Justin Fields. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, obviously you'd have to throw in like the Bears have to throw in
for 9. Would you
do
I'm
8
saying, for 9?
I'm saying they would have to throw in maybe like to get the 8th pick and Justin for like. Well, I'm sorry, 8th pick for like Justin, like maybe like a 3rd rounder or something, a 3rd or maybe a 2nd or something. So like
a Bears
could
2nd
even
rounder,
be like a 2nd rounder next year.
The Bears have 75. It could be like the Bears 75th pick.
Yeah, so I'm saying like the Bears like for the 8th pick would trade Justin and like another like either 2nd or 3rd this year, next year, something, and then Bears could have 7, 8 or 1, 8, 9. That would be another like that would be second best case scenario in my opinion. But obviously trading with, you know, either New England or Arizona to take Marvin Harrison would be awesome. Wow. So
they do have 2 seconds next year. So yeah, the possibilities are endless. That's the thing. Ryan Poles put the Bears in that situation. So we got.
He's playing with house money now.
Yeah,
he's playing with house money now. So
which is crazy. Which is crazy to say. We have to trust the Chicago GM because that historically has been bad news for at least my lifetime. But we have to, and I'm in.
Yeah. All right. So we'll have more Bears talk pretty soon, but that's going to wrap up the sports talk. So before we get to some nonsense here, it's time to play our good old original Bourbon Bums ad. Are you tired of getting the same old bourbon sitting on the shelf? Looking for something to impress your bourbon friends with? Then head over to Green Valley Wine and Spirits in Bolingbrook and grab one of our single barrel Bourbon Bum store picks. We've got a 9-year Knob Creek bourbon, an 8-year Knob Creek rye whiskey, and our ever popular Nulu Toasted Wheated. That's right, toasted wheated. So head out to Green Valley Wine and Spirits or message one of the bums. But hurry, because once these bottles go, they're gone forever. Become a Bourbon Bum today. And I got some news. Maker's Mark pick is going to be in April.
That's coming quick. I like that.
So that ad we're playing right now has got limited shelf life. Probably only maybe 5-6 more times you're going to hear that before we have to change it up and add some makers in there. So I'm excited about that.
I am really excited about that Maker's pick, dude. Yeah, I can't even tell you.
Yep. Oh. All right. So Peter, you said you had some Chicago headlines you wanted to share with us. So take it away.
Yeah. So I've been, creature of the internet, and there's been a couple of things that popped off within the last week or so that are all Chicago based. So I was like, let's just do some Chicagoland headlines. The first thing was something, Johnny, you posted in our chat, and then I was excited to talk about it, but it was like 6 days ago. And then the Barstool Chicago guys cucked us. But it was the fact that Pequod's was voted the #1 pizza in the U.S. by Yelp. And the Chicago in general had a couple more in the top 100. So I got a list here. Number 98 was Coal Fire Pizza on Grand. Number 91 was Callo Pizza on Clark. 44 was Spaccia Napoli in Ravenswood. 27 was Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder on Clark. 17 was Peace Pizza on North and Wicker Park. And number 1 was Pequod's. So first off, I wanted to ask you guys, have you guys been to Pequod? What do you think of it? And what'd you think of the Yelp list in general? Because there's a lot of Chicago like restaurants that like it was good representation, but probably the wrong restaurants if you're asking me.
Johnny, you can start with this one because
so
you posted it.
So this whole Pequod thing, I went there last year for the first time. Everybody was, obviously raving about it and whatnot. To me, I thought it was okay. It wasn't nothing where it blew me out of the water. I've had better pizza, Vito and Nick's, Falco's Pizza, RIP Lena's Pizza back in the day. So I mean, Pequod's was okay. I wasn't saying it sucks or anything like that. I just don't think that it should have got that number 1 spot to me. That's all. I think I've had more better pizza than Pequod's.
Yeah, I've only had it once. It was maybe 20 years ago, but I really liked it. So I don't know, like it's almost like a specialty. Like I wouldn't like if I lived in the neighborhood, I probably wouldn't order it like on like Pizza Friday or a couple times a month. It'd be like a couple times a year situation, but it is really good. The other thing on the list, just that stands out, Jason, we used to frequent Peace fairly regularly for the hot dogs.
Me and my wife, we love Peace. Me and my wife go there every once in a while. We want like
the hot dog their sausage.
Yeah, or when because they usually do like a specialty like pizza of the month sometimes. So we'll frequent there a couple times a year. I like Peace, and they got good craft beers there too. But 17. I mean, it's good. But I think I like more of the neighborhood pizzas. I think there's a lot of them. Like Missy saying Vito and Nick's and everything. I think there's a lot of other like neighborhood, local South Side, North Side stuff like that. That's better than Peace because that's New Haven style. Like their pizzas. It's like the big ass ones, big slices, New York, like Connecticut style. Like so, it's you have to really, really want that style of pizza as opposed to like what we all grew up on.
I know it's you say New Haven style, and that is the term. I call it Ninja Turtle style pizza.
Yeah, definitely Ninja Turtle style.
Dougie.
So I've had Pequod's once. It was good. It was, to me, there was nothing special. Well, so the big one that they rave about is with all the pepperoni on top,
Yeah, that's the one I had.
I'm not a pepperoni guy. So I never get pepperoni. So, I went with like my go-to sausage and onion, and it was all right. Like I said, I mean, it was nothing special. My wife loves pepperoni, and she was like, it's pretty good, but she didn't say it was like her favorite, Yeah, I think there's a lot of others, but I don't know. I think everybody just gets so lost in that, like it's now. Did I hear that correctly? The other one that was on the list was that the Chicago Pizza Grinder?
Yeah, Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder on Clark in Lincoln Park. My sister loves that place. She goes there a bunch, but it's almost not even pizza. It's like a bread
It's like
bowl.
a chicken pot pie, dude. That's what I'm saying. So like just having them on the list, and I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying like that's not even pizza. At that point, null and void this whole fucking list. It's done for me. It's done.
You know what, Dougie? We need you to have like a pizza list.
I could do a pizza list. Absolutely, man. Foxes and Oak Lawn, delicious.
Oh man, I haven't had Foxes in a long time, but
dude.
Foxes was good.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. So
I think we need to have like a Dougie like top 50, or if you can go 100, you can go 100. But I think we need to at least get a Dougie pizza list going here.
I can
Wait, hold on. Why can't it be a group thing? We all like pizza. What the fuck?
Pizza Castle's better.
We can be like the Ninja Turtles.
Okay, so do you want to group? You want to group think this then?
I'm just saying, I'm a hungry boy. I like pizza too.
gonna be fighting over top 10s, fucking Royal Rumble style and shit.
That's true. Mailman's Jack. Dougie's on a diet. He's fasting. He's killing it. Everybody watch the weight loss videos every Friday.
Thank you.
Dougie, I forgot to ask, how was that steak?
Oh, dude, it was so freaking good, man. Holy shit. Yeah, it was like melt in your mouth, man. I mean, you know, I don't want to brag. I cooked it to perfection. And holy shit, man, just delicious.
Yeah.
Did it with did it with some seafood but I just had a revelation, boys. I don't think I'm ever gonna drink out of a glass again.
You're just going straight out
of the bottle, dude.
Just wino forever.
Yeah. Sorry.
Brand new chuggies with Dougies. Where you're gonna go to Kentucky and buy a bottle and just start chugging bourbon like you did with the beers.
Yeah.
All right. So my second headline is something I saw on Reddit, and this is causing a commotion in River North because a new billboard is causing people to stop traffic and stop foot traffic. People are complaining that people are stopping their cars to take a picture and walking down the street stopping. And this is the ad. It's a Providence Beauty via Ulta Beauty.
I've seen that before. I've seen that on the interwebs that starts with a channel that begins with the letters.
Yep.
It was my bum of the week. It was my bum of the year, A-Rod. So my question to you is, the marketing company behind this obviously knows what they're doing, right?
Do they though? I mean,
well, obviously, if people are stopping,
they're not stupid enough to post that without knowing that this is going to cause headlines. And I saw it on Twitter and Reddit and everywhere. Like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always that term that sex sells, but at one point, does it like get to the point where it's like, yeah, we know what we're doing, but I don't know. I guess it gets people talking, right? We're talking about it.
Yeah,
so
that's it, man. They always say good or bad publicity, it's still publicity. And look at us now. We're talking about it. You know, when have we ever on 171 episodes of BumCast talk about Ulta Beauty? You know,
that's a good point. That's a good point. This is exactly what they want.
Talking about it now. But
all right, so my next one is in the same vein because this is an ad on Craigslist that went viral today, and it's also from Chicago, and it's a couch for sale. Now, I should mention the way you're supposed to say this couch for sale is a coom bed, and it's a alternate couch / like for visitors. It folds down, and you can make it like it's versatile. But I don't think that's how you're supposed to spell it. There's a blue velvet
sofa cum bed. Okay, so
$450.
100%. That is what is advertised because first off, that's a porn casting couch right there. Okay, you purposely have put the back down on there because whatever this person was doing in their home, they're probably doing some weird fucking amateur casting videos in front of the Chicago skyline and saying, "Hey, sit on this couch in front of the skyline," and then the stuff happens. That's 100% a porn casting couch.
Why are you going to that? Why isn't it just like a versatile option for when you come to visit our place or anything like that?
Because of the positioning of it, and also they put the back down on it. That's 100%.
It's versatile.
You want to say you just said the marketing company knew what they were doing. That guy knows what he was doing. He's selling his sex couch.
No, that's the opposite. No one's buying that couch. That's the problem. One typo, and no one's gonna buy that couch. That guy fucked up.
So wait, how's it normally supposed to be spelled then?
Koom is the pronunciation. Coom bed.
Koom, coom bed. So he probably typed that, and then his phone auto-corrected the cum.
Or he was voice texting. You know?
Yeah, it could have.
We're all a victim of that. Yeah. But
all right, so the next one is something.
I'll beg.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna beg to differ because it said it was in pristine condition. My guess is that he completely failed at what exactly he wanted to do. So he's selling it because it was a failed mission. That's why he's selling it.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Dougie. All right, so Praz was in the comments earlier spoiling my Chicago headlines, but the next one comes from the Cubs. We talked about Ulta Beauty knowing what they're doing. I'm not so sure the Cubs knew what they're doing with their new hashtag that they tried to go, like it was early in the morning. I saw it, and they corrected it very quickly. So their whole campaign for this year is trust us. You're not going to want to miss it. You have to see it. But when you put in a hashtag, it doesn't look like you have to see it.
It looks like you have to click.
This looks better. You have to see it. But when you put in a hashtag, they edited this tweet like immediately, and then they changed it to SEE it. But they wanted the C for Cubs because when the league starts, like they're gonna have the Cub logo on there.
Right.
Yeah.
They fucked up.
But I think the best one was I saw either someone quote tweeted it or was a reply, and they did the Jay and Silent Bob "I am the Clit Commander" video for it. Yeah. I thought that was the best response to that tweet because that's you have to see clits.
You have to see it.
I gotta say one of the worst.
Agree to disagree.
One of the worst failed hashtags that I ever saw was the Me Too movement. By far. Pound Me Too.
Yeah, pound Me Too is probably not going. You gotta workshop these things, man. You gotta workshop these things.
You got social media.
I was like, where's Dougie going with this? Because let's not try to get canceled here.
No. Oh yeah, because Dougie's gonna be the one that cancels it.
Hey, I'm not the one that's saying he hates the Me Too. Yeah. I'm just
all right. No. You know what? We're going on to something more wholesome. After 45 years, my man Tom Skilling is getting the Derek Jeter treatment, and he is retiring on February 28th. And I mean, the internet is ablaze. I saw it a bunch of different places. Different television companies are even giving him a farewell. He's been on WGN forever. He started his career at 14 years old from Aurora High School, giving weather in the Aurora High School. And then, I mean, he's become a legend in the game. So, I put this because, it's his last like week or so. And I thought, let's get in on it. Like, let's get in on the Jeter treatment.
So I have a question because, like, back in the day, before even the Bums, you blogged on the Bologna blog. Your top weather people. Was Skilling your number one? I can't remember.
He was number one in perpetuity. But even then, this was, when did we have the blog? 8 years ago. I said
10 years ago.
He's slipping. I said he's slipping. He takes a lot of vacations, and in all the articles and videos that you see, he talks about it. He goes to Hawaii a couple times because he has a house in Hawaii and a house in Alaska, and rightfully so. You're getting up there in age. You don't want to work all the time, but he took off like it's almost like Dougie when you work. Like he took off January most of the time at WGN. It's like that's when like all the big storms hit.
Dude, and then when he was there, the thing that aggravated me, and trust me, dude, I like him. The thing that aggravated the most about him was like when I'm trying to figure out like what hours I'm going to be working because snow's coming and stuff like that. He goes in a fucking tangent about Fairbanks, Alaska, and how like they're getting record amounts of snow. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I am tuning in to you because I want to see how it's going to impact my day tomorrow, So that's my only knock on him. It's going to be sad to see like the White Sox are losing their promotion because Weather Day's gone now, unless they're going to have some other Joe Schmo fill in for them. So White Sox are losing out on them too.
Well, in the blog that I wrote, I said Demetrius Ivory. I had him in like the 5-6 range. I don't remember, but I said at that time he was like the up and coming like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. I called him a splash brother because he was like he's the guy learning from Skilling and Paul Conrad. And they announced that he is now the head meteorologist at WGN. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Demetrius Ivory. I think he's really good at what he does. I do like Skilling, but like we said, like he was losing it at the end. And Jason, Dougie, you mentioned, he's the only weatherman with like a 20-minute broadcast, and he's talking about jet streams in Missouri and like Arkansas. And it's like, all right, dude, just give me the 7th day.
Yeah.
I actually have one more headline that I wanted to bring up to you guys, but it's not a Chicago related one. We're all wrestling fans here. I don't know if you guys saw, but former WWE superstar Mandy Rose, who left and she started her own OnlyFans account. She had with an interview and said that some guy dropped $55,000 on her content. I don't know if it was over a month, over a year, but she had one customer spend $55,000 on her. And my first thought was, one, I hope this guy is single, because if you're married, that's a lot of money to try to hide from your wife. But my second thought was, does this guy not know that porn is free? Like, at what point do you just stop paying and be like, you know what? I'm just going to go to Pornhub and I'm going to save myself $100. Like, that just seems crazy to me that someone dropped that much money.
So I have like a serious question. I'm not trying to sound out of the loop here, but I thought like OnlyFans was like you bought like a monthly subscription to like their page and then you just saw a bunch of stuff. So how would
it's that plus they'll actually charge you for content to see. So you pay like whatever they charge to like subscribe to their page, and then they'll say like, hey, I just dropped this new video, or I dropped these pictures. This costs like X amount of dollars. So they have like pay-per-views basically. So he's paying to subscribe, plus he's paying to see the content that he's already subscribed to. It's like getting charged like for the Bears with PSLs basically.
This was going to be my takes, supporting small businesses. We're in a borderline recession here. We're boosting the economy. Who cares about this? I mean, if this guy has the money to spend, who am I to tell people how to spend their money? We talk about like budgets for sports and, like salary caps. It's not my money. Spend it all. You're not going to die. You can't take it when you're dead.
Yeah.
Jerry will.
No, I get it. I mean, hey, good for her. I mean, good for her. She's cleaning up. Obviously, she's making very, very good money if you have one guy spend that money. But I hope that someone like has told him that there is abundance of free porn on the internet. And
Jason, why don't you go send him a bunch of your floppy disk that you have?
Yeah, that's true. You could. You and
hey,
Joey P.
Those only cost $5, man. Those only cost $5. You know how many floppy disks you could buy for $55,000? I can't do the math in my head right now at this time after
this
two
is
tree
also,
bourbons, but that's a lot of floppies.
That was in the year 2000. Inflation. You got to charge more than $5 nowadays.
Yeah, no, a floppy disk, which is probably at least $20 right now in 2024.
See?
1999.
Even
1999
copy of the Oregon Trail for them.
But honestly, all you gotta do now is sell flash drives, right? So instead of the floppy disk, you just buy a flash drive and you can load it up with all with what is this? This is only 128 gigabytes, but they have terabytes. So you can throw so much.
He's got full stash of
porn on these
there.
things now.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no porn on this.
No,
this is my work. This is my work flash drive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of
porn on that yet.
Instead of
fucks, this is work.
Instead of like promoting our T-shirts that we're trying to sell, the fun tailgates, you guys floppy disks on now, or flash drives that you're showing. Let's get our heads on straight.
I will say though that yes, we will be pushing our merch soon enough. We are. I'll peek behind the curtain. We are in the process of LLCing right now, so we are in the process of making sure that I don't get hit with a tax bill for merchandise in 2025.
We're going legit.
Yeah. So once we get all the accounts and everything done, we'll be annoying again with buy all of our merch, especially when baseball season starts rolling around, because we got tailgates to fund and we got road trips to fund and all that stuff. So Missy's at maybe Bum's OnlyFans. Jotty mustache pictures. You can charge $9.99 for all the stash close-ups. No. I have immaculate feet. I can sell feet pics.
Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics. Feet pics.
Hey,
Can we move on to the next subject, please?
There's probably a demographic for it. Okay, there's probably someone who would want my feet pics. Not saying it's anyone. Not saying it's anyone watching.
If we're trying to fund tailgates, do it. We'll start it up.
You're 30 seconds ago. You're like support small business. Support.
Yes, I'm in.
Who am I to tell people how to spend their money? And then you're giving me shit
dude.
to wind this
Pics. You guys know me. I am the proponent of if we want to make content, put it on the YouTube. But in this case, put it on the OnlyFans. Jason, put your feet on there. We'll try to, as long as we're making money, it don't matter.
Yeah. Dougie, you can sell beard pics,
Yeah.
Maybe grease up the beard a little bit. So we got beard, we got stash, we got feet. Peter, what are you bringing to the table?
I don't know, but it's going to be called Bologna fans.
Glasses. The glasses.
Maybe we'll just have you manage the content then. And
then let me just be behind the scenes.
Yeah, you'll be the one talking to all the guys about who wants to buy these.
Someone's got to film that stuff for you guys.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, he could be like my beard fluffer.
I ain't fluffing shit, Dougie. Get the fuck out of here. You know what? No dice.
We'll get Dougie some sexy beard oils and everything. Make that shit glisten.
Hell yeah! Couple flannels, people would go wild.
I don't think we thought this 8 p.m. through. We're gonna get canceled before 10 o'clock, before the evening news. This is a hell of a first show, boys.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to our bums and MVPs here. Let's fucking go.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum. Mailman Jack's already shitting on us. Mailman Jack wants us to go back to 9 p.m. already. Like, shit.
We might have to happen.
Might have to meet in the middle, 8:30.
8:30. No, I like the 8 o'clock. We'll see it through.
I do too.
Yeah, it was nice.
All right. Let's hit this with the listeners.
First one, we're a lot of bullshit. I mean, we say it's a lot of nonsense what we do. But the first one I put on first on purpose because it's fucking serious as shit. So Jason, take it away.
Yep. Chai Ganja Gang, biggest bums. The assholes who shot up the KC parade. Absolutely, 100%. Fuck those motherfuckers. You ruined a good thing. God damn yous. That's why we can't have nice things in this world.
Yeah, and like I said, like we try to keep things light. We gotta kind of, like we do this as like an escape from, all the serious shit. But I mean, it's heartbreaking. And the thing about it is like there's no answer to it because us as a country, and this is not a like Democrat Republican thing or a red and blue thing or anything like that. But the fact that this keeps happening and everyone just turns the other cheek, and by the end of the week, people forget and everything else is like that. We have to figure it out. We have to figure it out some way. And the fact that it hasn't happened within the last 10 years shows that how far we've come, that like people don't give a fuck. And it's sad and it's like frightening and it's terrible as a father and as a sports fan. Imagine being a fan of the Bears and whenever it does happen, because I don't know if it's going to happen in my lifetime, but if they do win a Super Bowl and celebrating and that all of that gets washed away because of some two fuckheads, like that's heartbreaking. That it's terrible.
Yeah. Absolute fucking tragedy. All right. Next up, Jeff Bartlett, bum. Vince McMahon for being a nasty, disgusting, creepy old pervert towards the woman he employed for decades. Every week with him, someone else is coming out and saying, oh yeah, he touched me this. He propositioned me here. He wanted me to do this for him. There's going to be like eventually when it's all said and done, the class action lawsuit against him is going to be like 500 deep. I might even be selling that short because he's been a fucking in a power hungry position for 50 years now. So, So who knows what else is going to come out? I think I saw, but right before we went on air, I forgot if it was one of the major news outlets from local news outlets, was saying that there's a law firm in Illinois that's starting a class action lawsuit for people in the area who've been wronged by Vince. So he might be getting another lawsuit coming down on him.
Well,
he's
been
getting
a couple
bunch.
shitty storylines.
He's been getting a bunch. So yeah, I mean, I was talking to Julie about it because we named this podcast 8 o'clock candy asses because The Rock's back and he's calling everyone candy asses, and it's a big thing. But this is the first time in close to 50, 60 years that no McMahon has any owning stake in the WWE. So yeah, it's changing. Things are changing.
Yep. All right, next up, King Ass MVB. You guys are moving to 8 p.m. Yes, thank you. We appreciate that. Bum of the week: Tiger Woods flu bug causing his withdrawal at Riviera. People were saying he had the poopy pants, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he pulled a Dougie with the white shorts.
Yeah,
maybe
the bubble guts, Tiger bubble guts.
Hey, you know what though? Like when you get them, man, it sucks. Like I probably would have withdrawn too.
and that's the thing. Like I've golfed enough in my time after a night of drinking or after a night of El Gallo or White Castle where like you ain't feeling the best. The thing about that is like we have a cart, you could drive off to the next porta potty or like the thing. This guy's walking 18 holes. Imagine walking for close to 7-8 miles with the bubble guts you had last week, Jason.
Yeah.
No bueno.
So I'm curious though, is that can he just not take a timeout and go take a shit? Like, are you not allowed to piss or shit?
No,
like,
yeah, you can.
You're around.
People take dumps during tournaments. Yeah, you're there for 4 days playing 18 holes. There's bathrooms available, but if you're going after every hole, that's a problem. Each hole takes like
that I
45
understand.
minutes.
But if it's just like one big giant blast, get it out of your system, and then you're like, all right, I'm good to go. Like I'm like just
our bodies are very different than Tiger Woods' bodies. We don't know what's happening there.
That's true. That's true. He's been through a lot,
Is there a stroke penalty for shitting your pants?
Well, he just, you know what? That's a great point, Dougie. He just came out with his his brand new line of golf clothes. Maybe he didn't want to ruin that one weekend.
Fabric isn't as good as they say.
Yeah, Sunday Red. He's out with Nike. Nike is no more. He's doing Sunday Red now.
So I'm glad you guys brought up golf. I saw that one of the golfers got eliminated or something because he like scorecarded wrong or some shit like that.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
Yeah, so Jordan Spieth got eliminated from the same tournament because he signed his scorecard incorrectly. And that's been a big topic of debate within the PGA Tour because you have ShotLink and everyone's tracking your strokes and like there's computers involved, but they still want to keep like a sense of like the amateur part of the game. And like every other league, whether it's like the Corn Ferry or like the amateur leagues, you have to keep your own score. So that's what they still do in the PGA. And this happens like once or twice a year with somebody or maybe more, but where you have to keep your own score. And if you shoot a 67 and you accidentally write 68 or you forget a stroke here or there, you're out. You're booted from the tournament. So there's no one else. Like you could fact check or you could correct with your caddy and with the people you're playing with. But if you're wrong, you're out.
Damn. I mean, you would think that the caddy would have to be on that shit, I don't know.
Crazy. I mean, the fact that like professionals are still getting kicked out of tournaments for it is like, I mean, when I'm shooting 110, it's harder to keep track than someone shooting, 63. There's 65.
When he got eliminated, was like he in contention at that point, or?
I didn't see what his standings were this week, but he's been better. I mean, Jordan Spieth came on as like he was really, really good early on, and then he kind of lost it, but he's been better the last 2-3 years. So yeah, I didn't see.
Okay. Sorry to derail.
Oh yeah, good question.
We're good. We got time now. We're early.
Yeah, we got 2 hours to fill now.
All right, Jerry O'Sullivan, MVB, Bedard for making the Hawks fun to watch again. Absolutely. We all agree with that. Bum of the week, MLB owners for not signing top free agents before spring training started. Yeah, because, I mean, Cody Bellinger is still not signed. Blake Snell sucks.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it seems crazy. Like I mean, it's there's almost like I know they're waiting on purpose, but it seems like they've waited long enough, right? And there's a lot of people still left on side. I know it's like there's a plan involved to this, but like someone's got to pull the trigger, right? Like Bellinger's got to report the camp somewhere eventually.
Yeah. I already have 2 bum of the weeks, but I want to throw a third one in here since we're talking about MLB right now. I just want to bum of the week Rob Manfred for giving the longest fucking 2-week notice in the history of
Yes. When does he retire?
That is good. Yeah,
2029.
2029.
From baseball. Just fucking leave now. You've already done enough damage to the sport. We need someone with fresh ideas and who's not going to do blackout restrictions and do all this shit for anti-growth. Just go now. We don't want you here. Nobody fucking wants you here. Just no need for a 5-year notice.
2029.
He just needs, he wants to see the new White Sox stadium come to fruition. That's what he wants, and then he's leaving.
Like I saw that shit, and I was like, I was so happy and angry at the same time that he was finally stepping down. But we still got 5 years of his bullshit, man. Like, just go. Like you don't need. It's like when people, like when guys are gonna retire or whatever. It's like they're going to announce the press conference to announce when they're leaving. You don't need to announce the conference to announce the news. Just fucking announce it and get the fuck out of here.
Well, dude, and it's funny you say that because I can't remember which platform it was, whether it was ESPN or the MLB app. One of them announced it as like he's retiring, but like put the link to the like the story. And it's like you're like, oh, he's retiring. You're like, holy shit. Like I'm thinking at least the end of this year, because he's we're in spring training and everything like that. And then you click on it and you're like, 5 years? Like, fuck that shit. Like, nah. Terrible, dude.
Fuck him. All right, let's keep it going. Father Zoe, bum of the week. Anyone who tries to put an age limit on wearing Jordans, I feel like that's to Sebastian
Maniscalco.
Yes. Sorry you're not as handsome as Mailman Jack and I. I mean, he is a good-looking dude, but bum of the week for that. MVB Spring for showing up early so I can golf. Yeah, 50s this week, man. Fuck yeah, let's fucking go. I'm ready.
Hell yeah. Thank you. That's Tom Skilling's like parting gift for Chicago is like an early spring, and I'm here for it.
Hell yeah.
All right, next up, Aaron, 630 Whiskey, MVB, the guy who I saw on my commute to work tonight, Sox Baby. I was going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say that they wanted to have Sex Baby, but the state wouldn't allow it.
No way, Sox Baby.
Bum of the week. Also, this guy because he was driving slow and firm. Yeah, fuck slow drivers. Slow drivers are the reason why there's accidents. Because people are always trying to get around your slow ass. If you just drive like a normal human being, 0 accidents would ever happen. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a hot take. I mean, that's a proper take.
It's a proper take. Yeah. All right. Colonel Bourbon, bum, Blackhawks for not getting back to me about my girl's birthday this week. I feel like there need to be more context in that.
Yeah, I don't know. And Dougie, you're the season ticket holder in the group, and you keep singing their praises. You got like a bunch of different, like there's like events that you've been invited to, and now this week you're meeting Nick Foligno, right?
Yeah, Nick Foligno. Yeah, that's a little event. So they're doing it's like a charity event. They had a custom hat come out for him, and it's basically like it's $40 to buy the hat, but then you get a meet and greet with Nick Foligno, and you can get any item you have autographed. So
that's awesome,
dude. Just pull your cock out and be like, "Sign this."
What I mean, what? This is why we go on at night.
Throw it on the table.
We should have been. This should have been 10:30 right now. Not 9:30. What in the
side note? Actually, Joseph actually sits like a couple. He's got a full season, and he sits like I think a section or 2 over from me. His last name also begins with a P. So when Joey P doesn't show up, he is my backup Joey P that I hang out with at the White Sox game.
I had Joey P show up to my house today too.
You did.
At
You
the
text the
Blackhawks
group.
games.
You
Yeah.
you had a heating and cooling guy, right?
Yeah, so my water tank went on the fritz. So I had water guy or plumber guy, whatever you want to call him, come out, and they send you the text message of who your tech's going to be, and it was to show the picture of the guy. It was Joey P. I'm like, that's not fucking Joey P.
Not my Joey P.
Not my Joey P.
When he walked in the door, did he say "hermano" and give you a hug?
He did not. He did
Ah,
not.
fuck
There was
that
no
guy then.
Modelo's.
No.
There was no Hermano.
Nah.
He wasn't wearing Jordans. It was not the original Mr. Joey P.
He's the only plumber in Jordans in the Chicagoland area.
Real quick, back to the Blackhawks. I saw an email from them for Chelios's retirement night that they're actually letting you buy like penthouse suite tickets for like $150.
I saw that $130 or $150.
Like that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah,
Like
I got the same email.
selling out the suites because if they're not booked, like that's a fucking awesome idea. More teams should do that, like for unsold suites. I think that would be a big moneymaker for like Sox games, Bears game. I'm sure Bears games, all the suites are sold.
Yeah.
But for
Sox
Bulls and Blackhawks, I feel
Fire
like if you
games,
don't have that suite sold, put that at sale last minute, and you'll sell those for $1. I would 100% pay $150 to sit in a penthouse suite.
So you can ask Joey. It is wild. Like you'll have ticket reps or whatever, and it's so refreshing. It like to deal with a real organization. They will have seats down below and everything like that. And so they upgraded Joey to like 100 level like a couple weeks ago. And basically all they want are like your tickets for the upper deck. So like they take our tickets, give you like down 100 level tickets or whatever, just so they can try and sell some cheaper tickets to get more fans in the building. I mean, it's just, instead of having empty seats down below, they reward the season ticket holders for being a season ticket holder, move you down below, and then take your tickets and sell them to somebody else. It's fucking
like a pyramid scheme, but I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if you think about it, it's great business because, hey, you got the average person that's going to last minute go to a game. What are they going to buy? Are they going to buy that really, really expensive seat down the 100 level, or are they just going to get in the building?
No, exactly. It is smart.
I got one more Hawks question because Joey P's in the comments and now Dougie, you're in there. I was a big fan of Chelios's Chili Bar when I went to Detroit. You guys had it. Yeah. Now it's in the atrium at Blackhawks game. It just opened. It looked awesome. The pictures that I saw were great, but we need a review Portnoy style. How was the actual chili?
It was exactly how so the reason why me and Joey P had to do it was my grandpa, who's no longer with us, he would take me to the original one in Chicago before Hawks games. And so we would go to like maybe 4 to 5 Hawks games a year, and that's where we would go beforehand. It was exactly how I remembered it. It was delicious to the key. But what was absolutely 100% way better than the chili? The chili margarita or chili mango margaritas.
The fuck?
Dude. Yeah. So me and Joey P were looking at we were looking at these things and we're like, they're coming out of the tap. We're like, like they're going to be terrible. Those things were freaking lights out, man. Fucking delicious.
We're gonna have to do a
you're gonna ask Joey P, dude.
Chelio style.
Hell yeah,
dude, lights out.
I like it.
Yeah,
put Dougie on assignment for that next Hawks game.
Hell yeah!
All right, next, Loud Chuck Bum being told I have to return quotes to the office 3 times per week when I haven't had to in 20 years. That is so fucked up. That would make me. I would throw in my 5-year notice right there. I would give that company my 5-year notice.
When I saw this, I immediately thought of you, Johnny. You've been going to the office, like every so often. You got to drive up to, Cheesehead Land in Green Bay sometimes for work, and then obviously, like me and Dougie, like we don't have a regular office. We're out on the field. So I thought about you, Jason, and immediately when I saw Loud Chuck's tweet, I'm like, Jason's gonna have a fit.
Yeah. So I used to. Pre-COVID, I had to go in the office 2 or 3 times a week. I was Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. So Tuesday and Thursday, I was always working from home. Even before COVID, they had a really good work-life balance. And then during COVID, they actually sold off my office, my building, and they were like, all right, all you motherfuckers are going in our building across the street. And then they were like, well, we want you to all come back to the office, but we don't have any seating for you guys because you sold off my fucking building. I had this nice big fucking cubicle on the 8th floor, corner of the floor. It was so nice. And then you could see the planes flying in because I'm next to O'Hare. You just watch all the planes flying in, and it's awesome, and there's food everywhere because I work at US Foods. It's so fucking cool. And then, they're like, well, we can't, you're working from home full time during COVID. We want you to come back, but we can't fit you in. So you're going to only have to come in the office twice a month. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm happy you sold off my building. Like that's one of the, I don't want to say that, I don't want to sound disingenuous or anything, but that was one of the perks for COVID for me was me not having to go back into the office, 2-3 times a week. So now I go twice a month and I don't even go for a full shift anymore. Like I'll only go for like half a day, maybe till 2 or 3 o'clock at the latest. So I'm hardly in the office. If my company pulled that shit and said you had to come in 2-3 times a week, I'd be like, bye-bye. Like I'm out. Like I've been on this for fucking yeah. I've been on this since March of 2020. I have been doing this, and if you tell me 4 years later you're gonna make me come back in, I am so fucking out of there. I would be like fucking like the Road Runner, just smoke, like just in a vicinity. Like that's I really feel for Chuck right now because that was when he said that. Like that to me would be like a dagger in my heart if they told me that right now.
I don't mind going into the office. I mean, I work 2 times a week at home, and I go into the office 3 times a week. So I like the interaction at work. I sometimes like just staying at home and just kind of like you have so much things around here that, you could put TV on or the radio or whatever. Sometimes it could be a little bit too distracting. So I actually like going into the office because you're just like, I'm not saying that I don't work at home. I'm just saying that there's a lot more things that you can distract yourself, just listening to stuff. Like I usually just put on like sports radio and just listen to that. But I just like the interaction. Like it seems like you don't like interacting with any of your coworkers, Jason.
So that's I pulled up Julie's comment and she says, I work from home full time with a 2-year-old 3 times out of the week, and I don't see adults other than Peter. I have no social life.
Candy ass.
And so what I thought of was you, Jason. Maybe you just don't like your coworkers. Like, is there no like social aspect? Because when Julie does go into work, like it's cool because like she's socializing with her work and like her team. But then also like afterwards, we're going out to a bar, we're going out to dinner, different things like that. Do you just hate your coworkers?
No. So pre-COVID, I really had a cool group of coworkers that I would always just like bum around the office with. Because you have to remember, at US Foods, there was always some kind of like food centric thing. So like even if it wasn't our department, there would always be some like floor was doing like a potluck or like a luncheon of some sort, or like the kitchen was cooking and they throw like food like out on the floors for people to go to, or like, hey, come down, try some food. It was always like, okay, we're walking around, we're socializing. After work, there was a Carlucci's in our building. So we would go and get like, go to Italian, get cocktails, do appetizers after, for happy hour and stuff. We had a lot of camaraderie, with that stuff. And then when COVID happened, a few people like left right away. And then when we came back to the office, it was more of like, just go do your thing and go home. It wasn't more of like, you want to stick around and hang out. And then people start moving different departments and you get different managers coming in and stuff like that. So there's a lot of turnover, and there's only a couple people that from my original team that are still there at the time. But now it's because of COVID and because we only have to go into the office twice a month. They do like team activities to like force the socialization. So it's like, okay, we're going to have like a team lunch, or we'll do like a team happy hour, or we'll go do last year sometime we did escape room together So like they're trying to do stuff, but it's hard when you only come in once a month, twice a month, and you feel like I don't even need to really even be here because like I can do my job efficiently remote. Like you're making me, the only reason I'm in here is because you're making me come in. And yes, like when I am in there, it's a lot of catching up with my coworkers and everything. There's not a lot of work that's getting done at that time, but it definitely took a hit. Like that was the kind of like, as much as I said, like the perk of COVID was me working from home pretty much full time. The downside was that you did lose that camaraderie with your team and the socialization. And I did miss that because it was a lot of fun actually going into the office before COVID because of the people I worked with. So no, I don't hate the people. It's just now of like, I don't want to be here. I just want to be at home, with my wife and my dog.
And this is like a more, the more you know kind of thing. Is like we're learning here, Dougie, because like we don't have that luxury. But I never thought about this way. It's like it's about being asked something like to go into the office, something you could do at home. Yeah, that would infuriate me. Like I wouldn't like. So Roxy was also in the comments saying like Bologna tells his coworkers they're all family. I bet 1, they're not my coworkers, they're my workers. No big deal. But 2, I think I'm a good boss. I feel like I'm a good boss. Like we get our work done and we're out of it. Where there's no like I'm keeping you here because it's 4:00. If we finish at noon, we're out. If we finish at 2, we're out. And there's times where we have to stay late, and they know that. But in the long run, it all like balances. So I like it's a different lifestyle because like I've never been in the office for
what, and another thing too, Jason. How long do you have to commute to work?
It's with no traffic, it's like 30-35 minutes. Okay. I have to take like 88 and 294 to get up to the office. So 294 is a clusterfuck at times. So
okay, for me, maybe I should probably think about this as well too, because I've been on both ends of the spectrum where I would have to go into the office, and my commute was like 2 hours at one point. Going up from Chicago to Waukegan and whatnot. Now my commute, like going to, is basically downtown, and the train's like right there. Like it only takes me about 15-20 minutes on a train ride, not like an actual like I have to drive. So I can understand people that either work from home and go into the office. Like I can understand that part because the commute could be bad as well too. And I hate traffic. I think for the most part everybody doesn't like traffic here, especially when you're coming home and whatnot. So I get that too. I got to think about that, is that if people do, like, if it's something that they can do at home versus just going to the office, I can understand why they could be upset by that. But to me, like I said, I guess on my end is like I only have like a 15-20 minute commute on the train, so it's not really that bad for me if I go in or not.
Yeah. No, for me, it's at least a 30-35 minute drive with no traffic. But then you throw like morning construct. You got 294 construction. If I don't leave early enough, I'm getting like at least like a 50 to an hour drive home from 294. So it sucks. And because like there's times where like I have to go in the office, and I know it's like okay, like I only have like a set amount of meetings, and then we'll do our meetings, and then I'll head out. Like I'll tell my boss like, I'll be online the rest of the afternoon. Then you get that one asshole who will throw in like a 3 p.m. meeting on an office day, and you're like, you motherfucker! Now I gotta stick around for like this 3 p.m. meeting, and then like I bitch about it to my wife, and she's like, but that's just work. That's some people have a right to schedule meetings at 3 p.m. And I'm like, no, they don't. There should be no meetings after lunchtime, anytime of the week.
Fuck you. So, because now I'm looking at it as a boss, and I'm paying you to be at work. Like, if you're crying about a meeting during work time, you should be doing that.
Well, all right. So this was going to be the one thing that I was actually going to defend Jason on was pre-COVID. He had that, it was like luxury there, like they had those floors with all the different food, and he was showing me like some of the different stuff. Like, so like one of the days, like not to get like too descriptive or whatever, but they service a lot of steakhouses, and they were different steaks and different cuts and stuff like that. And they have like different chefs come in and do this different stuff. I got to be honest with you, man. If I had that and then it got taken away from me, I'd be just as bitter as Jason. Like, I mean, when you have something like that and it's like put in front of you and it's kind of just one of the perks of the job, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's gotcha, bitch. It's gone. Yeah, like that would kill me, man.
Yeah.
Especially
the all caps hurt me. The all caps hurt. Take it easy. Like, I understand salaries.
Hey, Roxy gets it. I get it. Like, we don't when you're like the meeting that you're proposing at 3 p.m. is going to be the same on Teams as it is me sitting in a conference room.
No, I agree with you. We don't have it's different. We don't have meetings. Sometimes when I'm home and I have to listen to some of Julie's meetings, it's like, gun to head. Like, no way is that ever a thing where it's like that should have been a text or an email at most. And so I understand that point of it.
Yeah. But it's just a chance, like when you're in the office, they want to just do like the gotcha, like, oh, let's just get together and do a meeting at 3 p.m. And it's like, motherfucker, I could do the same shit at home. But besides that, I am a big proponent of on Fridays, nothing after 12. Nothing should ever be scheduled after 12 p.m. on a Friday. I don't care
Dougie,
what industry or sector you're in.
Better not fucking burst at 2 p.m. on a Friday. Don't you dare.
I swear to God, man. This dude should be the fucking president of the fucking Bears with that shit.
Julie gets it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Most times can be done in an email. So
all right.
This could go on for another 30 minutes of work.
This went on.
Let's
25 minutes. That's fantastic.
All right, Missy. Bum, COVID kicking me out of my parents' home. YOLO. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, I get you don't want to be sick, so houseless. We can't say homeless anymore. You can't say homeless anymore in 2024. You gotta say houseless.
She's displaced. You can't say homeless. I offered the garage. I got the spare garage in the back. It's full of lawnmower equipment and kids' toys.
Damn, sounds enticing.
Yeah.
Well, speedy recovery to your parents.
I just want to throw a couple comments up here. Yes, I don't like meetings.
This
big time Jason on a Friday. Absolutely not. Friday, for as far as I'm concerned, Friday's a 3-day weekend, man. Like, just finish up the last remnants of your work Friday morning, and then 3-day weekend me.
I just poured another drink. We haven't even gotten to our bums yet. Let's keep going. I like this 3-hour shows. This is
You know what? I am not a diva, Jack. I'm being realistic. If you were in my shoes, and maybe you should tell the USPS that no more mail on Fridays. Go back there and say no more mail on Fridays.
Mailman Jack, walk a mile in Jason's shoes. Walk a mile in his Air Force Ones.
More like sit a mile in my shoes. All right, Joey P from the 108 MVB 108 and Lauren Shrimp for the awesome food Super Bowl last week. Yeah, that was a nice little spread that they offered. Bum of the Week United Center for sit-down sign cup holders, which I agree with, but also I would very much love cup holders in the 300 level. But the way they built that stadium, if you put a cup holder, you're gonna go from like 6 inches of space to 4 inches of space, so you're gonna have like no space for your feet anymore. So like I get why they didn't, but also maybe you shouldn't design your stadium in a shitty fucking fashion.
I thought about it maybe on the armrest.
Yeah, armrest. Yeah, that'd be better.
Here's the other thing, like, crazy fact, it's not just a 300 level, it's all of the levels. I thought so myself. I thought it was like just a 300 level didn't have them. 100 level doesn't have them either.
I didn't know that.
Gary's cheap ass can't even give the people cup holders, man.
That's crazy.
All right. Next one. Finally ending it with Mailman Jack, Bum of the Week United said, no more cup holders. Okay, there's a running thing. Shout out to the guy who appreciates modern inconveniences and a good piece of Texas toast, Joey P. MV Baseball. I know we have a certain amount of anger towards White Sox ownership and the front office philosophies, but goddamn, I get juiced up for baseball season when pitchers and catchers report and there's early position players arrivals. It was Valentine's Day, pitchers and catchers report. So would you love more, baseball returning or your significant other?
Great question. I'm all in for AV putting on like he put 10 pounds of muscle. It's prime best shape of your life season. I love it. Everyone's in the best shape of your life. Everyone's ready to have the best year of their life. And that's all we can hope for. Hope springs eternal. So I'm in.
We don't talk about this on live podcast, Julie.
Oh, are we? Is she narking you out for something?
Yes, 100% is narking me.
I don't even know what Microsoft Teams is.
About this.
I do all my work via text.
If you want my trade secrets, you can reach out to me directly, but we don't talk about that on recorded audio.
Okay, yeah, no, we're not narking ourselves. That's good.
All right, finally, let's get to our bums and MVBs this week. I'm going to start us off this week. My first bum of the week is Ticketmaster. Welcome to the tournament next year, motherfuckers. Because when I was trying to get Sox home opener tickets, the site kept crashing on me when I kept hitting placed order. It kept on giving me a stupid error, and I thought it was my credit card for a couple times. So then I went back, and at first I thought it was people picking the same seats that I was picking in 108, but it wasn't. So I thought it was my credit card. It wasn't. I actually had to go do it on my phone. But Ticketmaster sucks. Fuck their website. And Peter, you mentioned it to me that their website, their desktop site is just trash.
So we like to say peek behind the curtain, but peek behind the curtain, like we always get our tickets together, whether it's like you buy tickets for Julie, Sarah, and ourselves. I told you whenever me and Julie buy concert tickets, especially like the day they release, it's always faster on mobile or like just like on your cell phone browser. For whatever reason, whenever you're on desktop, it never works for me. So I know you were on your work desktop, and I was like, bad idea, because like cell phone is always faster.
Yeah, but luckily we're in the 108 for the home opener, so crisis averted. But it took me a good 5-6 tries to finally get the tickets to go through. So bum of the week, Ticketmaster. My second bum of the week, she's making a return to the tournament for next year. It's Julie DeCaro, because if there's anything that's happened that doesn't make it about her, she'll find a way. She works for Deadspin. She's suing Deadspin because she's suing her own employer for discrimination because they didn't promote her to full-time editor-in-chief because she's a woman. We've all heard her cry this story 100 million times. It's not because she sucks at her job and her takes are trash. It's because she's a woman. It's always that. But she's suing Deadspin for passing her up on a promotion, and because Deadspin has a right to pick who they want to promote to begin with. Doesn't have to be Julie if she's doesn't have to be. But yeah, she's back in a tournament for making it about her again, as always.
I saw this online a bunch, and it's the right take. You know you are a piece of shit when you're siding with Deadspin, because Deadspin is the worst goddamn company known to man. And
I didn't know it's still around.
Yeah, they should be canceled. I thought Hulk Hogan got rid of them, but I guess they didn't. But the fact that like everyone on the internet is siding with Deadspin leads you to believe, like, that's everything you need to know.
Yep. All right, Dougie, you're up next.
All right. Almost in the same breath, my bum of the week relates Ticketmaster. But I am bumming artists for blaming Ticketmaster for high prices. Okay. I just saw that the Red Hot Chili Peppers were selling tickets for $1,200 for their platinum in the first couple rows. Okay.
Damn.
And I'm not saying that they were the ones that said like, hey, we don't set the prices, yada, yada. You know what? You guys are the artists. If you guys band together and say, fuck it, we don't want to be on Ticketmaster anymore, that is how it starts. If you say that, hey, the venue or whatever is screwing us, you know what? Don't work with that venue. I'm tired of the same old song and dance like, hey, it's Ticketmaster fucking you over. It's Ticketmaster fucking over fans. I get it. They're assholes. They've never not been assholes. Okay. But if you want to be the one to start it, go to a different ticket fucking website. I've seen people do it. Like there's Ticket Web, which, like is for like smaller bands and stuff like that. But you know what? The only way that these places that can sell tickets are going to become a bigger venue and a bigger like platform is if bigger artists stop going with Live Nation, going with Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster needs to get the fuck on. They're done. They need to be done. But you know what? It's going to have to start with the artist, because if they don't have any artists and they don't have any sports teams supporting them and putting their platform on there, then they've got nothing. So stop bitching about it. Fucking do something about it.
Yep.
And my MVB. Yeah. My MVB goes out to a newfound follower of mine, Eloy, for his goddamn first ballot Hall of Fame candy hiding.
All right, so Dougie gave me this video, and it's full of copyrighted music. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'll explain it for the people listening on the podcast. This guy's too cheap to pay $4 for a candy. He wants it for $2. What are you doing?
That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah. What are you doing, Dougie? You're trying to get a suit. It was a Target. It was a Reese's peanut butter cups. Dude. It was just straight up like Katy Perry music. I'm like, there's no way I'm playing this on the podcast.
Oh, but yeah, dude, it was just like usually when you go like look down the Halloween candy aisle or the Valentine's Day candy aisle, like there ain't shit left. It's the shit candy that nobody wants or whatever. And in it, yeah, I mean, like right off the jump, they either go like 50 to 75% off. And I was explaining this to Julie yesterday. So the way that it works with a lot of these holiday items, they have a certain SKU and they group them all together. So when everything goes on discount, they go on discount regardless whether they're there or not. And yeah, I mean, he probably got those bad boys for $0.25. So that was but yeah, I mean, yeah, another MVP. That Bologna, man, that was a fucking excellent voiceover. Damn.
They got you good.
That hit me.
All right,
that hit me hard, man.
You're up next, Peter.
All right, so I'm up next. My MVB is the Choco Taco. And if you guys know me, and if you guys have been following the BumCast
Big
for a
Choco
while,
Taco guy.
This was like probably like the first or second live video we ever did on YouTube. I bummed of the week Klondike for getting rid of the Choco Taco because I think it's tier 1 ice cream. So the Choco Taco is back, and it's courtesy of Taco Bell. Taco Bell basically gave their Taco Bell did this thing. It was basically like an Apple presentation releasing their new products for the year. And, like it was crazy. Like it was a presentation and like there's fans and it looked like an Apple event. But so I'm bumming. I was bumming. I'm happy the Choco Taco is back, but bum of the week is Taco Bell because after 2 years of being discontinued, Taco Bell returns. And here, I got a picture because I'll show you how much of a fan I am of Choco Taco. When we got engaged, Julie got a ring and I got a Choco Taco. And we're both just as happy. Like,
oh my God, I can't believe I remember that picture.
I'm a big Choco Taco guy. But look at this. This is what Taco Bell is calling a Choco Taco. So Taco Bell is
God, what the fuck is that?
Yes, exactly. They're teaming up with this company.
It's like the upside down Choco Taco.
It's an ice cream chocolate taco. And then so I have some notes for you guys. It's a hand-pressed waffle cone filled with cinnamon ancho ice cream, dipped in chocolate and topped with toasted brown rice. There's custom sauce packets, including chocolate chili, cinnamon wild berry, and mango jalapeno. It also comes with a cheesecake dip. And basically what I'm complaining about is they're gentrifying the Choco Taco. The Choco Taco went from being a 1-1 candy or ice cream to now it got gentrified by Taco Bell. I want no part of it. So bum of the week, Taco Bell, and the salt straw.
That looks like something like Oberweis like took over.
It's hipster. It's a hipster. Like, we're talking about cinnamon wildberry and mango jalapeno dipping sauce for a Choco Taco. No, thank you. Just bring back the old school Klondike Choco Taco.
Damn, Peter, you just got road.
Julie's been
candy ass. You got candy ass again.
Julie's been on a roll the last couple of weeks, and it has a lot to do with The Rock being back. We're gonna have to talk about that.
All right,
Jason's
Johnny, take
100% trying those, by the way.
No, I bet you. This sounds like something Jason would do. Yeah, Jason. As soon as he's heard chocolate chili and cinnamon wildberry, like Jason's right up my.
Dude, I'm telling you, I am expecting a whole fucking review on it.
All right, Johnny, take us home.
All right. Well, my I'm gonna go with my MVP, and Peter, if you could play that video clip of Cody Rhodes.
And Fresno's really a sign town. You guys have a lot of very good signs. I really appreciate it. There's one that has caught my eye. There's a sign over here that says, "Blindness can't stop me from seeing Cody."
So yeah, Cody Rhodes is my MVP for doing something like that. Fan, obviously, they can't see. Went to the show and still, like, they're a fan. They could still listen. My sister, she's blind as well too. Like, doesn't mean that they can't enjoy themselves. So, on other senses and whatnot. So, like, to me, for Cody Rhodes doing something like that, I kind of just hit me in the heart where it hit home. So, like, to me, that was like my MVP for him doing that. A lot of wrestlers do that as well too. It's not only him. There's other wrestlers who have done that, like off air or house shows and stuff like that. So there are wrestlers who have done that in the past, but this particularly happened recently. So, like I said, Cody Rhodes is my MVP for that.
Johnny, before you go to your bum, I kind of want to go around the room because we all are wrestling fans, and a lot has been said. I named this podcast Candy Ass because of the Rock's back, and it's been a big thing. It's been a big thing that Cody Rhodes kind of originally gave his WrestleMania spot away to the Rock, and then the fans went crazy, and basically they had to return and say, like, no, never mind. Cody Rhodes gets his WrestleMania spot. And I just want to go around the room because we're all wrestling fans. Like, what did you guys think of the situation?
I thought it was cool. Like, I mean, it's a heartfelt, touching moment. Like, he just shows that why he's one of the top guys now in WWE, and he's being pushed to it. And I think it's good. Like, good for him for giving the fan like a nice little moment and a hug and everything.
Yeah, that moment was amazing. That's awesome. And that's exactly why, like, I preach to people that love wrestling, go to house shows, because even though you're not seeing something that might not necessarily like mean anything in the grand scheme of like storylines and stuff like that, you really do get, like, they get way more personal, and it's awesome. As far as like the storyline goes for WrestleMania, it gives me all the Daniel Bryan versus the world vibes. I was actually at that WrestleMania in New Orleans when Undertaker lost his streak to a now canceled Brock Lesnar. And basically the fans took over that whole storyline and basically willed Daniel Bryan to a championship. And I feel like this is exactly what is going on again. I felt like they were going to screw Cody over again. and kind of build up what they've done with The Rock. And they've kind of teased The Rock over the better part of what, 2-3 years now? Rock versus Roman Reigns. Yeah, little by little. And I feel like the fans were just like, they weren't having it. And so like they needed a curveball and just go with it. So that's the vibes I get on it, is that big like takeover like by fans, and they're listening, which is awesome.
Yeah. So I'm glad, Johnny, obviously you shared that video, and I thought it was awesome. Cody
Amazing
Rhodes has
video.
been doing that for the better part of, I want to say like last 2-3 years, but not. It's been his whole career. It was when he was originally in WWE, and then when he went to AEW, he's done a lot for the autism community and everything else. And then now here, like this one video went viral, but he does that week in and week out. He deserves everything he's getting. And the last final part of it is the championship belt that has eluded his family forever. So it's something that if you're into wrestling, like deep into wrestling, that's why people are mad. It's like they know that he deserves it. And then The Rock comes in and hasn't wrestled for 14 years. And they say, here he comes. Everyone knows his name, Fast and Furious and all this other stuff. The Rock's going to get and it's like, no, we've been putting in the work week in and week out watching wrestling, and we like this guy and he deserves this. And you're just booting him for money and, like popcorn numbers. So I'm glad that this happened. I'm glad that the internet went mad. And I know people are saying it's been a work for a while, but it really hasn't. I think they really intended it for it being The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And as soon as the internet got pissed off and the fans got pissed off, they're like, we have to shift course. So, credit to Cody Rhodes because he's put in the work, but credit to everyone else for making us think about it. And they've been calling him the Cody crybabies and all that stuff. But realistically, he deserves everything he's getting or everything he's going to get. And I expect him to win. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And finally.
Well, there always I have a what a bum, and if Pierre, you could play that.
Gotcha.
I think she should have shot from the She should have shot from the women's round. That would have been a fair contest. I still root for Sabrina. We all are rooting for Sabrina. No. She should have shot from the three.
Kenny Smith for his dumbass remark about this whole thing that we talked about it earlier about Sabrina and Steph Curry going for against each other for this 3-point contest, and she did great. She had 26 points. Obviously,
hit her whole first rack.
Yeah, and obviously, the outcome, Curry did win by only 3 points. She did awesome. She did great. And Kenny Smith had to do something like that and say something really dumb and ignorant about her, making it a little bit more fair for her and putting the women's 3-point line or using I don't know if they were using the WNBA ball or not.
No. But she used the WNBA ball, but she shot from the men's 3-point.
Right, exactly, right. But the way he was saying it was just the fact that hey, you had to to make things fair, put her on the WNBA line versus just her competing is completely bullshit. She did really well. She did better than a lot of guys would in 3-point contests. So kudos to her, man. She basically came into this, and this is something that also too, when this came on, it brought more viewership. This is the thing that we were talking about earlier, was that you got to find different ways to engage the NBA All-Star Weekend, and when this came on, it added 5.4 million viewers more when that came on. So I just think that the NBA did it right. They should do this again next year. I think it's a good idea. I think a lot of people, everybody was really into it as well too. And it was something different. It was something more engaging versus just having the same old dunks over and over again and them trying to change other things that don't work. This worked. This definitely worked, and the viewership was up 54% from last year. So for them to do something like this, keep on doing it. And Kenny Smith, shut the fuck up, dude, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. So Julie and I watched this live, and I said that was the best part of the Saturday night weekend. And I saw people on Twitter saying next year, because she tied Damian Lillard with 26 points from the men's 3-point line. So they're like, next year, do something with Steph Curry and Damian Lillard versus Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's going to be in the WNBA next year. So it's like, get as many eyeballs on the product as possible because it benefits everyone. Like, this is something that like everyone would be willing to watch. So I loved it.
I'm going to take it a step further and say you do a men's 3-point contest, you do a women's 3-point contest, and then you have the champions of both go up against each other for bragging rights.
Well, that's what basically this was.
I know, but I mean, at least, but like if someone can outshoot Sabrina, then someone outshoots Sabrina.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, in Steph Curry, he might not win. So I'm saying I would like to see like a men's, a women's, and then have them go up against each other. But the 2-on-2 is pretty good. Is a good idea too. Like I wouldn't mind that either. So
but Johnny, the main point is you nailed it. Kenny Smith, like the entire NBA weekend, Kenny Smith was terrible. I think he's the best when he's bouncing off Shaq and Charles Barkley, because they're the ones that make that broadcast, and he's kind of like the third wheel involved. When he's like the main guy, and he was paired with Reggie Miller, which was fine, but like his flaws really show. He was bad all weekend, and like he was bad on the dunk contest and in the All-Star game. So yeah, you nailed it, Johnny.
Yeah, so he's only as good as a supporting cast then.
Exactly.
So right. I'm a little detached when it comes to like the NBA and the WNBA. Is Clark going to be going to like a certain WNBA team? Like, does somebody have the number 1 pick right now?
You're asking the wrong person. I mean, yes.
Wrong.
I don't know.
She's going number 1 overall. So we don't know who.
It's going to be a draft. Yeah. She's not going to be like a free agent or anything. It's depending on how the season pans out.
Yeah, for sure. No, I just didn't know like how like where they're at in the season, because I know they don't really coincide with the NBA, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's summer.
Okay, so all right, so that's yet to be determined then.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't even
sorry,
know.
I'm just trying.
He's gonna get us canceled. He's a liability nowadays.
You go to 8 p.m. and he's shitting on B2 and Caitlin Clark.
Well, because here's my thing. I'm thinking of the college season. College season's going to be ending essentially before the the draft would have already happened already. Fuck it. Forget it.
Wrap up the show.
Good night, everybody.
For 2 hours.
It's 2 hours, 20 minutes. It's all time for us to go to bed. We thank everyone for staying with us for the 8 p.m. version of the BumCast. We love you guys. We're going to do this for it, and we really, really appreciate the extra viewership and engagement. We loved it all. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Be safe out there.
Deuces.